All right, here we go. You are never too much. I want you to remember that you are never too much. Before we dive in, let's start with some inspiration from Luther Vandross. Never too much is bold, unapologetic, and powerful. These are qualities that resonate with today's theme of vocal power. I want you to feel the confidence and ease that Luther brings to his voice and let it inspire your own. This is my own personal rendition of the beginning of Never Too Much. I want you to take a moment and let the energy of the song fill you up. All right, so you know, playing one of my favorites, Luther Vandross is Never Too Much. And as I was playing it, it kind of hit me. It's like, how often are we told that we're too much? How often are we told that we're too much, too bold, too confident, too anything, right? I've heard it and I know I'm not alone. I know I've heard it more than once. And I know I'm not alone in this. But here's the truth: in public speaking, just like in life, there's no such thing as too much. When you're on stage, your energy isn't meant to be dimmed, it's meant to light up the room. And those who can't handle your glow, baby, they can either bask in it or they can burn to dust. That's where I am today. They can either bask in your afterglow or they could just burn. They could just burn. So, public speaking isn't just about owning your power, your presence, and your voice. You're not here to shrink, you are here to shine. So, whether you're giving a presentation, leading a meeting, or having a tough conversation, I want you to never let anyone tell you you're too much. You are exactly enough. And I want you to keep shining, keep speaking, because we're here to speak like a pro. Welcome, everyone, to day one of the Speak Like a Pro series. I just want to check and make sure y'all can hear me. Yes. Yes. All right, just double checking. I'm Kenya, a public speaking coach and musician, and I'm going to put myself on this screen at the same time so y'all can see me talk to you. So it's not just a flat, static whoop-de-woo. There we go. All right. I'm going to put myself on here at the same time. I want to make sure y'all can hear me and see. Okay. There we go. I help professionals speak like pros. So, with greater clarity, greater confidence, and charisma, so that you have increased power, reach, and opportunity. Blending my experience as a classically trained vocalist and pianist, military veteran, whore, and educator, I'll make sure you own every room and leave a lasting impact on the hearts and minds of your audience. Now, after listening to Luther, I hope you're feeling that energy we're about to tap into today. We are focusing on power, learning how to bring that strength and presence into our own voices. So, let's go ahead and break down what vocal power is and how it helps us command any room. When we talk about vocal power, we're really looking at these three essentials you see right here. We're talking about breath control, projection, and posture. Breath is your foundation. Just like a singer's breath gives them control, it does the same for us as speakers. Projection lets us fill a room without straining. Filling a room without straining. Ooh, that is such a gem. And posture supports both, creating a base of strength from which we can speak. So let's take a closer look, starting with breath control. So I want to make sure you understand how these body parts be body part and how everything works together. So we're going to start with a better understanding of how the diaphragm and the lungs work together to support your breath control. The diaphragm is like this dome-shaped muscle. It sits right below your lungs. And when you inhale, the diaphragm contracts. It has to get out of the way. It flattens itself out. And there's this vacuum in your chest cavity. So when the diaphragm flattens and gets out of the way, it allows the lungs to have more room to expand like a sponge, but they're soaking up air. Now, the lungs themselves are like sponges and they really can't expand on their own. They need the diaphragm and that vacuum that's created by the diaphragm's movement to fill with air. And when the diaphragm relaxes, it returns. It's like helping to push that air back out. It returns back to its dome shape. And this helps to force the air out of the lungs, causing them to deflate like an elastic balloon. So this process of contracting and relaxing, it just naturally repeats. But by focusing on it, you're going to begin to tap into your power as a speaker. That's what we're here for today. You can actually train yourself to take deeper, more controlled breaths by building the stamina of a stage performer, by building the stamina of an athlete, by building the stamina and vocal strength you need for your next pitch, presentation, or speech. And so now that we understand the role of the diaphragm and the lungs, let's put this into practice with a simple breathing exercise to connect with that deep, stable breath. And right before we start, I want you to take a moment and just notice how you naturally breathe. Just notice how you're breathing right now. Don't try to change anything, just observe. Okay. Pay attention to that natural rhythm of your breathing. Notice the pace of each inhalation and exhalation, and ask yourself kind of internally, are there any pauses, any natural pauses in between my inhalation and exhalation? Ask yourself, does your breathing make a sound? When you feel the expansion, where do you feel the expansion in your body, if at all? Not everybody's going to feel this expansion. So now that you've observed your natural breath, let's try a couple of exercises just to feel it out. I want you to feel the fullness of an exhalation and the expansion of inhalation. So first, just take a gentle cough, like that gentle cough. Do you feel your muscles in your abdomen contracting to help you force that air out of your lungs? This time when you do this gentle cough, I want you to hold in that contraction in the belly area at the moment, just for a moment, so you can get a sense of what it feels like when your lungs are almost fully empty. So I'm just going to and hold and hold. You feel your abdominal muscles kind of draw in. Okay? That's what it feels like when we are more fully expelling the air from our lungs. And the next thing I'm inviting you to do is to just place one hand on your chest and the other one on your belly. And you're going to take the deepest breath that you can. I want you to fill your lungs up as fully as possible. Just hold it. Oh my gosh. And as you breathe in, I want you to notice how your belly, your ribs, and your chest, there's some movement going on there. There's some movement going on there. And I want you to just observe this. This is creating a sense of fullness throughout your body. You want to fill your body with air. So, by coughing and expelling air and by taking in this deep inhalation, you guys are getting the full range of how your diaphragm and lungs work together. It's just one smooth action. You don't even have to think about. But now we're going to think about it. We're going to think about it. This is how we're going to think about it. So I want you to pay attention to this circle here. As the circle kind of expands, you're going to breathe in. And as the circle kind of collapses in on itself, you're going to blow it out. You can do in through your nose, out through your mouth, whatever works for you in this moment. I do have specific breathing exercises for you to do, but right now, just do what you normally do, okay? We're going to go through this rhythm 5 times. And as you breathe, I want you to concentrate on just the smooth and expansion and the smooth contraction of your belly. Just one solid movement. This is the stable foundation for your voice. Go ahead and start now, right here. Inhale. Exhale, follow the circle. That's 1. Inhale. Exhale, follow the circle. That is 2. Inhale. Exhale, follow the circle. That is 3. Inhale. Exhale, follow the circle. That is 4. Inhale. And exhale, follow that circle, and that makes 5. So being more aware of how your breath actually is the fuel for your body. Mastering diaphragmatic breathing is just step 1. It's step 1. And it's essential for building a strong and stable foundation that supports the power and ease of your voice. So when you take these deep and controlled breaths, you're creating more stability for your confidence to carry through when you speak in a situation where you got to get the job done. And this is what makes your voice resonate and helps you project with ease. So now that we've got some breath awareness, let's take this into the next exercise. We're going to talk about projection, because this is about filling up a room with your voice without forcing it. If it don't fit, don't force it. We don't want to force. There's nothing forceful about using our voices. It causes damage, and sometimes the damage is irreparable. You can't fix it. So if you're ever in a situation where your voice feels forced, stop. Stop. You have to focus on being able to use your breath as the foundation of that support. So let's get ready for this projection exercise, because I want your voice to reach every corner of the room. So have you ever had to speak up in a large room that didn't have a microphone, or the room was just really huge? Like, what did you do to make sure you were heard? Because sometimes a microphone isn't always available. Or if it is, the microphone isn't working. Or if it is, sometimes you probably forgot to turn the microphone on, but it's still important for you to know how to fill the room with just the power of your voice. And this is where projection, and more importantly, I'm going to call this resonance. This is where resonance comes in. But you may be asking, like, Takenya, I don't know what resonance is. Resonance is a vibrating body. Your body is the vibrating body. Your sinus cavity is a vibrating body. Your chest cavity is a vibrating body. Resonance deals with how vibrations pass through a medium. And you have to have openness in order for resonance to be maximized. Okay. So resonance happens when your voice is modified by your body's natural resonators, like your chest, your throat, your head. They all work together to amplify your sound. And what resonance isn't is it's never forceful, it's not yelling, and it's not straining or struggling to push your voice out. It's never that. That is not resonance. That's on the struggle bus. Instead, resonance is about opening up and allowing your body cavities to vibrate freely and unencumbered. And this is letting your breath support that vibration. So, as we're moving through today's exercises for projection, I want you to remember that we're aiming for fullness. Fullness. We are aiming for fullness and ease, not force. Fullness and ease. All right, let's find out where your body's natural resonance lives. So, here's some key elements. effective, effective projection. Effective projection begins with a solid breath foundation, which we just practiced, right? So as you speak, I want you to try opening up your mouth a little bit more than you usually do. This is making your mouth, the resonator, have more space. We are creating more space actively. And when you have more space, this allows the sound to more freely flow and helps your voice carry even further, because that is the goal of projection. You want to be heard at the back of the room. You want to fill the space with your voice, but not overpower it. I want you to think of your voice as something that it's just effortlessly flowing into the room. I want you to reach everybody in the room naturally and with strength. So here's your exercise for finding your natural projection. Notice that knob is cranking up the volume. What we're going to do here is we're going to start out at a volume level that's down here. We're going to start out at a volume level that's here. We're going to gradually increase our volume, but we're never going to strain. We're never going to yell. We're never going to struggle. Okay. We're going to start with a whisper even. And the phrase that we're going to recite is, I command the room. You're just going to whisper it. I command. And make sure you have a great breath here. I command the room. Oh, thanks for that heads up, George. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, man. Thanks for that heads up. I'll make sure everything is running right on tomorrow. Okay. So you're just going to gradually increase your volume here. Let's start with the whisper saying, I command the room. 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 And I can get even louder. I command the room. My power is coming from my voice. You're just going to repeat that a few times so you can get a balance between your breath and volume. And this is actually the key to helping you project without overworking your voice, because I could stay there for a little while and not do any damage to my voice whatsoever. I command the room. I command the room. I command the room. If you don't have a great foundation with the breath, your command is going to get caught up in your throat. Open up your mouth a little bit more. Give your body the space to let it out. So let's just do a quick reflection on observing your projection. How did your breath support each different level of your volume? Did you feel any resonance in your body? Because as I speak, I definitely feel this vibration here in my chest area. As I speak, I definitely feel vibration in my throat area. As I speak, I even feel vibrations very lightly in my head. I want you to notice where you feel your body projecting. Did your body strain at all? Well, we've got a remedy for that. We've got a remedy for that because we're getting ready to move into our next section, which is on posture. And I want you to remember that your body plays a critical role in supporting both your breath and your projection, the way you stand, the way you hold yourself. They all contribute to your vocal power. And with the right posture, you can maximize your resonance and maintain control of your breath, allowing your voice to project effortlessly. That's the key word, effortlessly. So let's explore how to build a strong foundation with posture. Posture supports both your breath and your vocal resonance. So when you're aligned and open, you create a structure that allows breath to flow freely. That's what we want. And this amplifies the natural strength and clarity in your voice. Good posture isn't just about looking confident, it's essential for your vocal power and presence. So, with the right alignment and openness, your voice, again, effortlessly projects and carries in the room. So, let's look at a few different postures and stances that we can take. You're going to find the one that works best for you. I want you to notice as we move through these exercises how your posture affects your vocal strength and clarity. So let's do the opposite. Let's do what we shouldn't be doing first. This young lady here in this video, she's hunching her shoulders. She's bringing her chin down to her chest. And if you notice, as I do this, my speech is modified. This is what you don't do. This is what you don't want to do when you're speaking, because you're going to have a hard time being understood by your audience. So from this slouched position, I want you to say that phrase we did earlier, the phrase that went, I command the room. We're going to slouch and we're going to say it. Here we go. Here comes the slouch. I command the room. I command the room. I command the room. Now, when I try saying I command the room from that slouched position, things are not, they're not in alignment. So I'm hunching over like this. My shoulders are slumped. I command the room. My vocal tract is out of alignment. It wants to be straight up and down in order to give the best chance at resonance. A slouch position is not conducive to being a great speaker or singer. This time I want you to straighten your back up. Straighten up your back and you're going to say the phrase, I command the room. There's a difference between I command the room and I command the room. There is a difference. So with this upright posture, your voice is naturally stronger. It's clearer. You're better understood because good posture supports your breath, but it also helps you project. It also helps you project. We want everything to be aligned for power and presence. So we're going to do exercise number 1. We're going to walk through 3 different exercises for posture. So for this exercise, the string pull, look at that. I love this visual. You're going to visualize that there's a string gently pulling the top of your head towards the ceiling. You can either sit or stand with your feet hip width apart, but just imagine that the string is allowing your spine to naturally lengthen and stretch, letting each vertebra just take its time and find its proper placement. If you're doing this exercise, you'll notice the string pull. It gently lifts and opens your chest, which creates more space. That's exactly what we want. More space for more breath. This open posture enhances your breath support and your vocal resonance. So take a deep breath in this stance and observe the effect this alignment has on your voice. That's exercise number 1, the string pull. That felt great. Here's exercise number 2, rooted feet. Take a look at the gentleman's shoes here. I'm assuming is a gentleman. You want to stand with your feet hip width apart. So you're steady, you're balanced, you're not on shaky ground. Then imagine that you have invisible roots that are planting you deep into the ground. So you're more stable, more strong, because these roots are going to provide you the strength and support that you need. It gives you a great sense of grounding. So take a deep breath in this position and feel how that rooted stance supports your voice. Grounding exercises like this help us to stay centered, especially when you're speaking in front of an audience. Woo! So we've got number 1, which is the string pull. And we've got number 2 for posture, which is rooted feet. If you just check your body before you get started, a lot of the times you can knock out some of the errors that may take place. You can minimize not hitting it out the park. Here's exercise 3, which I'm calling open heart. And in this final posture, what you're going to do is you're going to create more openness in your chest by just placing your hands on your hips. And letting your shoulders roll back naturally to support your breath and projection. Just take a deep breath here and try saying, I command the room in this stance. I command the room. Ooh, I feel more confident. Just like, oh my gosh. Okay. This openness allows for better airflow and it supports your vocal strength and clarity. This stance is really good for projecting warmth and confidence when you're speaking. So practice this posture whenever you're preparing to speak or present, because it just naturally enhances your vocal power and creates an inviting presence. So here's my question for you. Which one of these 3 postures made you feel the most confident? Which one of these postures, which one of these stances, was it the string pull, the rooted feet, or the open heart? Which one gave you the greatest impact on your breath and voice? Which one of those 3 postures felt the most natural for you to command the room? Use that reflection as time to identify the technique that's going to work best for you so you can integrate this practice into every time you step up to the mic, either real or virtual. I want you to feel supported every single time that you speak. Every single time that you speak. This is going to be shorter than I thought, which is totally fine because, it doesn't take all day to do the job. This is some excellent work here today. And what we've covered here was a lot about building your power through breath control, projection, and posture. I want you to be able, again, to never force your voice, never have a strain. Everything should be ease and flow. Ease and flow throughout your voice, ease and flow. And if there's ever an impediment, I've got answers for you on that as well. But by practicing today's exercises, you'll build a strong foundation that supports your voice in any setting. Tomorrow, we're going to shift our focus to reach, and we're going to explore how to connect more deeply with your audience. So whether you're speaking to one person or 100, creating connection is essential for engaging and inspiring others. I want to thank you for your energy and your participation today. Take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. And I got one more thing for you. If you want to get the workbook, if you want to get the Speak Like a Pro warm-up videos, you got to sign up for this class. You got to sign up for this 3-day series. Just take the step to amplify your voice and presence. I'm Takenya, and I help professionals speak like pros with greater clarity, confidence, and charisma so that you can have increased power, reach, and opportunity. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and I want you to remember that you are out of breath. I'll see y'all on tomorrow. Yes, this is recorded. You're gonna get a copy coming your way today.